Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the taxability of director remuneration under GST, because we had two advanced rulings under GST, one of the Elcon Consulting Engineers and another of Rajasthan Advanced Ruling Authorities in the case of Claycraft India. And friends, both the advanced rulings have created a lot of confusion in the minds of professionals in the trade. So today we are going to discuss in detail whether director remuneration, a company is paying director remuneration to one of the director, especially the executive director or the managing director, whether it is taxable under GST or not. And in case it is taxable, whether the company has to pay tax on reverse charge basis on this director remuneration is the agenda for the discussion. So let's move. Before we categorize a transaction as a supply of goods or supply of services, we need to see whether that transaction is either goods or it is a services. So the payment of remuneration by a company to the director may fall in the definition of service, but in Schedule 3 to the CGST Act, the services by an employee to the employer in the course or in relation to the employment is not taxable under GST. So the dispute in this case is whether the director is an employee of the company or not. The views of advanced ruling in the case of Claycraft was very straight. They said, without giving a speaking order, they said that the director remuneration is taxable and the company has to pay GST on reverse charge basis as per the particular notification under reverse charge. So here is the confusion. Before we classify a transaction as a supply, and in that case the payment of remuneration by the employer to the employee cannot be said to be a taxable supply because it is exempted under Schedule 3. It is neither supply of goods nor supply of services. So here is the point of discussion. There are a lot of judgments in this case, and first we need to understand the concept of a private limited or a limited company, that is a corporate structure. And in that corporate structure, as you can see on the screen, there is a company, either it is a limited company or a private limited company, and there is a board of directors, that is called board commonly, and there is an bylaws of the company, that is called articles of association of the company. So a company is a separate legal entity, as we all understand. It is separate legal entity and it has its own identity. It can open a bank account, it can run a business, it can do everything with the help of the directors which are appointed by the board of directors. So we can say that company is a separate legal entity, and the directors who are working for day-to-day affairs of the company are different from the company. They are not the company themselves. A company is governed by the articles of association. A director cannot supersede the articles of association. A director cannot supersede the aid and advice of the board of directors. So a director, even if it is a managing director, has to do work under the guidance of the board of directors. He cannot do any act on his own unless it is authorized by the board of directors. So the question which emerges is, can a director be said to be an employee of the company? Can a director can have a dual capacity, one as an employee, another as a director? So this was very elaborate manner, in a detailed manner. It was discussed by the Apex Court in the case of Apex Engineering Private Limited versus Employee State Insurance Corporation, 1998, one Supreme Court cases 86. And the court concluded, when we go to the judgment of the Apex Court, it is a very beautiful judgment and very well written. And the court directed that a managing director can also be an employee of the company. A managing director or a director can have dual capacities. Let's understand the facts of this case. What was the facts in this case, and then we will understand the ruling of the Honorable Apex Court in this case. There was a company in which there were 19 employees including some directors, and there was one person called the managing directors. The Employee State Insurance Commission was saying that the company is falling in the purview of ESIC because company have 20 employees, and the corporation was assuming or considering that the MD is also an employee of the company. But the company took the another stand. They said that MD cannot be an employee of the company because he is the principal employer. The matter went to the ESIC court, then went to the High Court. Everybody upheld that the director cannot be an employee of the company. And the finally matter went to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court very categorically decided that the director can also be an employee of the company. He can have a dual capacity because there is a concept of board of directors, there is a concept of articles of association. Hence it is held that the director, the MD, can also be an employee of the company, and the company is falling in the purview of ESIC. And that the company lost the appeal and the corporation won this matter. So this matter is not related to GST, but this matter is very, in a detailed manner, it is explaining the definition of employee, the definition of the relationship of an employer and the employee, the relationship of the agent and the principal. The court has concluded that the director can be an employee of the company. He can have a dual capacity. You can read the aforesaid decision of this court clearly rules that the MD, while acting as such, can have dual capacity, both as the MD on the date as well as the servant or employee of the company on the other hand. The another judgment in this case is of Commissioner of Income Tax versus Bacha F. Kuzdar of Bombay High Court, where it is clearly held by the court that the MD of a private limited company was an employee as defined by section 2 subsection 9. In this connection, it was observed by the High Court that a company is a legal person. This is very important. Company is a legal person and a corporate entity, and it can employ one of its directors as a MD of the company. This is again a landmark judgment in the case of Ram Prasad versus Commissioner of Income Tax 1973 AR 637. The decision, this judgment is very crucial in our case, which held that the powers of the SSC have to be exercised within the terms of the limitations and subject to control and the supervision of the director, which in our view is indicative of his being employed as a servant of the company. I mean, in this judgment it was saying that the director was working under the supervision of the board of directors, and the amount paid to the director in the case of Ram Prasad versus Commissioner of Income was held to be a salary, and it was categorically held by the court that the director can also be an employee of the company. Now let's take some English cases, some of the cases of the basically of the England, etc. The Privy Council in the case of Lee versus Lee Airframing Limited, it was categorically held by the Privy Council that let's explain the facts of this case. What was the case? There was a director, governing director, who was also an employee of the company. It was an aircraft company. He was employed by the company as a pilot, and it was the employee or the director died in a air accident. And the widow of the director claimed some compensation from the company, and there was some dispute to that. Can a director be an employee of the company? Can he claim the compensation, etc.? So it was held by the court that the director can also be an employee. He is a pilot of running an aircraft. Still, he is the employee of the company. Although he is a governing director, that will not impact he being an employee. He is a worker. He was a deceased worker, and he is liable for the compensation. Another important case of the Court of Appeal in the case of Bolting versus Cinematographic Association, etc., wherein few peoples were the promoter director of the company. They formed the company, they were also working as an employee of the company. Some were the production director, some were the purchase director, some were the sales director, etc. They were working as a employee also. So the court held that although they were working in the capacity of employee, even though they are directors, they can still be an employee, and it cannot be doubted that an MD may for many purposes properly be regarded as an employee of the company. So in nutshell, what we should conclude, we can say that the rulings given in the case of Claycraft and in the case of Elcon Engineering, etc., are not as per the law. This is our humble opinion, and the most important aspect of this controversy is that we should have a documentation in order so that we can prove to the authorities that our director was employee of the company. We should appoint the director in the while filing the particular forms in the MCA, that we should appoint him as an executive director, and the TDS under section in the Income Tax Act should be deducted under section 192 rather 194J, and there has to be some formal appointment letter, there has to be some duties and the responsibilities, there has to be some board resolutions, there has to be some accountability of the director towards the board of directors, there has to be some sort of documentation through which we can prove that our director was an employee of the company and the company is not liable for making any sort of payment under reverse charge basis. So this was my view in the case of remuneration payable to the directors, whether it is attracted under reverse charge or not. In my view, it is reverse charge is not attracted if the director is an executive director, MD director, and the formalities of the documentation is properly completed. In the case of some independent directors who comes only for as an occasionally in the board of meetings, they get sitting fees. So in that case, this point can be attracted and we are liable to pay the reverse charge. But in the case of ordinary directors who are working the day-to-day affairs of the company, the reverse charge is not attracted. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Thank you.